The citizens of Constantinople observed them first, ominous shadows looming over the vast expanse of the sea, one evening in 1453. Emperor Constantine XI knows what's coming. He mustered what remained of his weary defenders, a mere fraction of the mighty army that once guarded the walls of the illustrious city. The Ottoman invasion fleet advanced, outnumbering the Roman forces by a staggering ratio of 10-1. 2 years ago, the Ottoman Sultan died. The old and tired ruler was replaced by the young and ambitious Mehmet II, and he sent a letter to Constantine. "Deny me peaceful entry. I shall force my way in, and I shall slay you and all your nobles, and I shall slaughter all the survivors and allow my troops to plunder at will. The city is all I want, even if it is empty." It's an offer to submit to Mehmet and become subjects of the Ottomans, yet to reject his proposal is to flirt with the fall of the Roman Empire. The Ottoman Empire attempted to besiege Constantinople and end the Byzantine Empire on a half-dozen occasions, but these sieges were interrupted by the Crusades, civil wars, rebellions, and the invasion of Timur. However, by the middle of the 15th century, the Ottomans consolidated their territory and finally entered a period of internal stability. The next siege of Constantinople was imminent. Constantine responds by ordering the execution of all Turks inside the city. So Constantinople is to suffer the consequences at dawn. 100,000 Ottomans charged the city. However, it was not the size of this military giant that caught the attention of onlookers, but the extensive artillery it brought. Among them stood the renowned creations of a Christian engineer named Orban, whose masterpieces had garnered renown throughout the land. Chief among these behemoths was the infamous basilicus, a monstrous contraption capable of hurling stone balls weighing over 500 kilograms with terrifying force, purportedly reaching targets over a kilometer away. Though the basilicus wielded the power to breach even the stoutest fortifications, its cumbersome nature allowed only a handful of shots per day. Yet, when combined with the 70 other cannons amassed by the Ottomans, it orchestrated a deadly symphony of destruction upon the beleaguered city, heralding an onslaught of thunder and devastation. On the 7th, the Sultan ordered his light infantry and skirmishers to assault the walls, but unfortunately for them, their biggest cannons were lost in the accident, and their smaller ones were not capable of doing much damage to the walls. One captain, Giovanni Giustiniani, is eager to save the city. He and his Italian mercenaries launch a counterattack against Turkish troops outside the wall. One of his followers warns him not to charge the outside walls, as it's a suicide mission, and it's where the cannons are shooting. But Giustiniani answers, "Where the cannons hit, courage finds its mark." Giustiniani and his men with heavy armors attack the Janissaries. They shoot them with crossbows first, and then kill the rest with shields and swords. The ferocity and effectiveness of their attack catch the Ottomans by surprise. The Turks scatter and retreat back, while the battlefield is littered with the dead and the dying. The defenders repaired the walls, and a chain was set across the Golden Horn to prevent the Ottomans from attacking the walls from the sea. The Ottoman fleet was unable to penetrate the chain and move into the Golden Horn. On the contrary, a few Venetian ships arrived and joined the defenders. The Sultan needed to employ a new strategy. He ventured beyond conventional tactics. The clever Sultan had his fleet transported to the Golden Horn by land. This was a strategic stroke of genius because it allowed the Ottomans to attack the seemingly unapproachable side of the Golden Horn. The construction of the ship street was a feat of meticulous planning and arduous labor, with approximately 72 vessels hauled uphill by the combined efforts of men and beasts of burden. According to historical accounts, the street itself comprised a shallow trench, fortified with sturdy beams and coated with a thick layer of grease, enabling the ships to glide over it as though traversing open waters. This clandestine crossing was shielded from prying eyes by a relentless barrage of Ottoman artillery, ensuring the secrecy of their audacious maneuver. When the defenders spotted the first ship slipping into the Horn, they were shocked. They were fully aware of what this meant. They now had to move some of their men that were not going to be available to begin with, from the land walls to the Golden Horn accordingly. As the first light of dawn began to break, a handful of ships slipped away in silence. Their intention was to unleash the legendary Greek fire upon the Ottoman vessels, a weapon feared across the seas. Yet, as they neared their target, the loud bangs of cannons tore the silence apart. A traitor had given away the plan of the defenders. Desperate sailors fought valiantly, but their efforts were futile against the overwhelming barrage. 2 ships succumbed to the relentless onslaught, and 50 souls perished amidst the tumult of battle. 40 brave men plunged into the icy waters, seeking refuge, only to meet a fate more harrowing than death itself. Captured by the Ottomans, they faced the grotesque spectacle of impalement, a warning to those who dared resist. Constantinople's response was swift and merciless. 260 prisoners were paraded and hanged. In this crucible of conflict, the siege reached a point of no return. Both sides were poised to wage war until the bitter end. The cannon stopped firing, and Mehmet prepared for a final assault. The attack began in the early hours of the morning, and battle raged where the walls were weakest for hours before daybreak, but the city's fall was ultimately due to human error. A group of 50 Ottoman soldiers spotted an open gate and ran inside. Defenders attempted to stop them from reaching the top of the walls, but they succeeded and raised the Ottoman flag for all to see. The full army then came rushing into the city. The defenses fell. Citizens and defenders attempted to board the ships and leave the city. Emperor Constantine was told to escape the brewing carnage, to flee to the Morea and rural vents. He refused. Once our city ruled an empire that spanned the known world. From Pontus to Spain, our might was unmatched. We shattered Carthage, tamed the Mongols, and rivaled the Persians. With only 2,000 soldiers left by his side, Constantine faced the entire Turkish army as the last stand to protect Constantinople. Constantine said, "The city has fallen and I'm still alive," as he charged at the enemy. Thus, the last Roman emperor died alongside his empire. The Sultan rewarded his victorious troops with 3 days of unlimited looting and violence. Thousands of women were raped, and everything of value was stripped from the city. After 3 days, the Sultan ordered an end to the violence, and all the surviving population of Constantinople was shipped off as slaves. It is said that when the Sultan saw the massive destruction his men had caused on the legendary city, he was moved to tears and commented, "What a great city we've given over to plunder and destruction." With the fall of Constantinople, the 1,100 years existence of the Byzantine Empire came to an end after the siege. Mehmet made the city the capital of the Ottoman Empire and changed the history for the next few centuries.